Welcome back to the Sledgehammer's Edge Impact. Thank you so much for being here. Today we have an amazing writer and author, Meera V, on our show. Meera is not only an author, but has also created a community which promotes writers and authors, not only in our country, but across the world. And Meera's journey into this arena began with just simply opening a journal every morning and pouring her thoughts out into it. It was so delightful for me when she agreed to join us as a guest. So there we are. And now over to Meera. Hello, Meera, and thank you so much for being here as our guest on the Sledgehammer's Edge Impact.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anand. It's my pleasure being here.
It's awesome. And Meera, let me tell you, I am so floored with all those books you write and all those storytellings you do. It is so charming, so ethereal. Tell us all about it, Meera. This is your show, your story, your entire... Any which way you want to take it. How did it all begin? What inspired you to do all this?
I believe in one thing, Anand, that each of us are born storytellers and we are unique and special in our own way.
Yes.
Some people say that, yes, I'm a storyteller, or some people say I would like to share stories, and some people keep the story within them. They keep it within them, they dig it deep, and might be sometime whenever they are ready, they share it. That's exactly what happened with me also. It took a time for me to realize that that's something which I love sharing. So today, when you asked me this question, I was just carried back to my timeline when I was in my first standard. So I did my first standard 2 times. I flunked first year.
Oh dear. But that's okay. That's okay. I mean, I just wanted to add this point here when you talked about it. A lot of people are very conscious about talking about their failures. I personally believe, Meera, there's nothing called failures. You just find ways that things find new ways that don't make things work. And I think there's always another opportunity to win. You always have an opportunity to win. So this is a good message. Good thing. I like the way you're so candidly saying, I flunked. Well, so did I at times.
I mean, I didn't know. I mean, as a child, a 6-year or close to 7-year-old, how would I know that I failed? So I used to get marks like 0 out of 15. I managed to get 1 out of 20 also. I used to get it home and I used to get, see, Papa, I got my marks. And my papa used to look at it, he would just smile, he would just give me a hug. And he still had those marks cards, you know. And Radhiwala, when we had to give the papers to, he said, no, 1 second, he just used to tear that page, keep it safely in this drawer.
All right.
So there was a story it was actually building that time. That's what I just realized now. So how I'm connecting that with stories is in the organization when I used to work. So I worked with a couple of organizations, I mean, into the human resources, recruitment, employee engagement campus, and everywhere I think there was a lot of stories that were happening. People were sharing stories, and especially when you come to human resources department, there was so much of a sharing between the HR and the employee. So the employees had quite a few things to share. So it was like they are sharing something. It is not like, solving an equation or something, you know, like you just do bullet points and you arrive, hence proof. It doesn't happen like that. This is something they're sharing, which is an experience. And I started, enjoying listening to what they're sharing. And if and only they wanted something from my end, that's when I shared. So I realized there's something, only when you're asked, share a story at times. Don't keep sharing it. Something I learned at that time.
Right.
And then my motherhood story happened. Totally out of syllabus. I mean, yes, we have parent-in-laws who say what needs to be done, but there are so many things which we buy, we don't buy, we accept, we don't accept.
Yes.
So I didn't know what to do. I thought I'm 32, 34-year-old girl, but or a woman rather, and, but but experience was zero as a mother. I didn't know, and and then I was like, okay. All of a sudden, one day I thought, okay, let me quit a story in my corporate world for some time. I
Right.
took a break. I took a break, and then I started traveling with my child. I actually traveled whatever age she was that time, 2.5 years old. That's when I realized I'm just a 2.5-year-old story called Mother.
Ah.
So, and it's perfectly okay to make mistakes, to fall down. And
Right.
whenever she fell down, because when she started walking, initially we tried to, lift her. But later on, I
Right.
realized, why should I lift her? She wants to make her own effort, and she felt so happy when she just got up.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, even when we fall, when we fail, as per the syllabus, the society they call as a failure, and
Yeah.
when we arise out of it, or
Yeah.
learn, you feel good about what you did. Not necessarily we got
Exactly.
100 marks. Getting that 50% marks also gave so much of happiness to me as a child. I mean, as a student or as a college student, whatever. So I
Right.
was like, actually, there's something happening, and I bought a lot of these colorful books for my child, and that time the visual children they have that love whatever they see, even if it's a garbage box over there, they just look at it with full excitement.
Right.
And when we look at it, we just look at it with a stink in our nose even
Right.
if we think
Yes.
about it garbage. But you just see they're so fond of putting everything out. And that was a big learning for me, Anand, because my daughter, she was just pulling out. I had kept the vegetable waste separately and the paper waste. She just pulled out everything and she mixed it. She pulled out, mixed it, and she was enjoying that. I was like, are we missing as an adult all these things? So a
Yes.
lot of stories are happening, Anand. I started reading, jumping with her, running with her. It was challenging to meet that energy. God kept that energy what she has. But she definitely had some lesson that she shared with me through unsaid words.
Right.
And as I quit, I was like, I don't know what to do. So used to getting up at that 5, packing the lunch, take the handbag, go to the office, come back home, finish the chores, play with the child. And the next day when I quit, the work, the kitchen chores, everything is done by morning 8:30.
Right.
My husband, his name is Bharat, he left the office. I and my daughter, she was still sleeping. I didn't know what to do. So
Hmm.
used to opening the laptop and working, work for
Yes.
close to 15 minutes. And no laptop, this one. Then I was like, okay, fine, let me do something. I opened my diary and I started writing what I'm feeling at that particular moment. Nothing changed, but I felt good about what I did because I used to write on LinkedIn quite a bit.
All
And
right.
when you say a child, hey, this is so nice, how the child get excited, they jump, they feel so happy that somebody appreciated. So I also felt appreciated, and receiving those appreciation mails when I wrote on LinkedIn, it connected with people. Then I
So it actually
continued
all
writing,
started with you writing a journal, because that's what.
writing journal
And
and on
in
LinkedIn.
fact, Meera, I write journals after journals almost every morning, and I can well understand how you feel when you write into a journal, because it's like talking to a lovely sheets of blank paper and filling it up with all your thoughts, all your
Exactly.
frustrations, all your happiness, everything. And it's especially, I also, when I write, if I'm depressed and I need to perk myself up, I write out what is depressing me. And the most beautiful thing is that it moves out of my mind onto sheets of paper. So it's
Yeah,
not in my mind anymore, it's on the sheet of paper now. And
exactly.
and there are times when I've taken that sheet off and buried it in the soil, so that it's not now in the book either. It's right in the soil. So I think it's very important for all our viewers to understand that writing into a journal
Yeah,
changes the way you think on a long-term
absolutely.
basis.
Absolutely. That's what I felt. Nothing around changed. Neither did I change on so many things. I was so adamant about few things about me. I
Right.
just stood with that. There are a few things even still I'm adamant about. But when I started, I think initially it was pouring. I was just pouring. I was just pouring. And after pouring it out, I felt good about it because
Right.
everything, I mean, red color is red, green is green, yellow is yellow. The person is the same person. I'm the same person when I stand in front of the mirror.
Right.
Um, but the ability to deal with red as red, black as black, is something that I felt when I started sharing it on my blog page. And
Oh,
that kind of
okay.
built an interest to join a couple of writing communities. Because our schooling system, Anand, what is being taught or what we learn is
Yes.
not to fail. Don't cry. Don't tell stories. Come to the point. Concentrate only on these two subjects. Get marks only for this. And
Yeah.
one more thing is, we are not taught about how can we get a mental or emotional not balance, well-being,
Correct.
maximize our energy.
I'm with
We
you on
do have
this.
PT school, we have PT classes and all, but that is probably sometimes for the sake of having, we have that 45 minutes once in a week. And that is also, that also just goes off the paper after some time, couple of years.
Yes.
So, I mean, we as a child, we are still the same child, what we were
Yes.
at the age of 10.
Yes.
Might be we have grown in size, I like you do that. I'm so happy to share this platinum strings.
Hmm.
These are the things that changes or the morphology changes. But given a point, if we probably hypnotize someone and ask him or her to talk, they are that person who were at the age of 8 or 9. After that, we have not grown. It's like you get a Wi-Fi and we update all our apps.
Right.
Similarly, we as a child till the age of 10, we have downloaded, we have downloaded whatever we saw around us.
Yeah.
And we went with the syllabus which was told, do this, do that. And what we enjoy doing, we have still parked it in our childhood, and that is rusting over there.
Right. Right.
So journaling,
Meera, you actually triggered off a certain thought in my mind too with what you said, and that's so valuable what you just said. I recall my school days when, just about a month before the examinations, the teachers would tell all of us, you must come first in the exam. First in the exam. It was like drilled into your head. Now, in a class of 30 students, you can imagine the kind of enmity that would grow up amongst us because we had to compete with each other to come first.
yeah,
And the long-term effect of this was we would begin by trying to trample each other down in their studies so that I could come first. And that same guy gets into the corporate world and gets into all the
yeah,
politics and all the lobbying because he wants to be
yeah,
first. And
yeah,
he's got used to this drilling from school. So
yeah.
he or she then gets into the corporate life and a huge arena and a much larger arena, just a classroom, then the person says, I got to be on top of everyone, so therefore let me use. And the first thing does, learns all the politicking and learns of the lobbying. And
Exactly.
the entire fault lies in those very impressionable years when the poor
Yeah.
boy didn't know what to be first. The teacher never
Yeah.
said, I want you to do your best. He said you have to come first. Right? So
Yeah.
I'm very much with you in what you're saying. I'm so happy you talked about it.
And that is the time we didn't get appreciation so much. It's like you need to pay with your marks, you need to
Yeah.
pay with your output that you can score. You are the rank holder. I mean, we can't blame teachers or anyone. I mean, this is kind of a legacy, a legacy which has been traveling generation after generation.
Right.
Quickly, if I have to say, for example, there are so many things a family or elders or grandparents or their grandparents have been following in the name of family and legacy,
Right.
which is just getting transferred from one generation to another. Yes, they do have facts, but are we getting those logics and facts? No, we are not getting it. So it is something like you have to do this. This is the family value. This is the culture. But the culture and value is something we can always have yet another session, to debate or to talk about. So,
Right.
and then coming to what I was telling about the writing, so there was that age, like in the childhood, receiving, even for example, till the age of 6, the child was just the way she is or he is. And when we have some visitors at home, oh, my child is good at this, she draws, she paints, she sings. And you all of a sudden in front of a relative or friends or a stranger, we ask our child that, can you sing a song? And the child shies, which is natural. I think we
Yes.
should we should encourage when the child says, I don't want to say sorry or thank you to this person. Because it's as a parent or as an adult, it's very important to stand by our child when he or she says stranger is a stranger. Just because my mom or my parents says, and I should say hi to her, because they will not be in a position to differentiate. So
Right.
when after the guest has left, then we go back to the child, why didn't you do that? Then the child kind of builds a syllabus in his or her mind that
Right.
I need to be appreciated all the time. If I say truth, if I say true about what I am feeling, that is not going to be accepted. So what I am
Yes.
feeling is wrong. So that is the time, we build that craving to be acknowledged, appreciated. Even I did that. But I'm thankful in my house, my parents were very supportive because they were never behind my marks. So, beta pass bol do kafi hai. that was that was the thing. But society, friends, teachers, peer pressure. I took a lot of pressure in my mind to please my teacher, to please my friends. But what I was doing against my will,
Right.
right? So
Right.
I
Right.
wanted to be appreciated. I wanted to be that rank holder. I wasn't. Then they say, na shock laga. All of a sudden, one day, it's like, okay, what I am, I will continue doing what it is. I just somewhere unconsciously, that seed I sowed, good I sowed that. And but even in the organization, yes, I was appreciated. But times, we went behind this appreciation and it didn't happen.
Uh-huh.
And when I started writing in the writing communities, with the digital world we are in, so blessed that you get lots of certificates every now and then, those
Right.
e-certificates. You
Right.
took part in this. For this week, you're the winner. For this week, you're the third. You get the third position,
Right.
and that appreciation was lovely. What you love doing, and you get appreciated for that. Will you
Right.
not continue doing that? And I did that, right?
Right.
Because I
Right.
had parked a couple of vehicles in my childhood, which was a rusting, which needed high time servicing to be done,
Right.
and I started doing that.
Okay.
Continued writing in communities, and the one all of a sudden one day, a friend of mine, she just tagged me, in the open forum Facebook mail. She put a challenge. I'm tagging you. I took this challenge for 100 days to write about or to talk about or to share photos about happiness. I'm like, okay, then what should I do? She said, it's your turn now. And it was just an open forum. And see, again, this is one more thing. We are not accepted when we say no, right?
Yes.
I wanted to
Yes.
say no, but this was an open
Yes.
forum. How do I say no? So I took it up. Good, I took it up. I mean, when I realized about that, and I went about writing. And 10th day, I mean, I don't know what to write. I just shared a couple of photos, and my friend said, "No, this will not work. The game is you have to write, talk about happiness." I said, "Today it was a pathetic day. What do you want me to write about happiness?" She said,
Hmm.
"I don't know. Figure it out."
Hmm.
I just, like I'm not able to sleep. And I'm a kind of a person who's blessed. Even now in your show, you say, Anand, Meera, we're going to take a break for around 20 minutes. If I want to sleep, I'll sleep for 10 minutes and come back.
All right.
So whenever I
Okay.
want, I definitely,
Okay.
I just go grab. But that day I couldn't sleep. I've been just looking at, I've been thinking. Then I was like, oh, today I learned about something. It was a head-on collision. That learning was a head-on collision. Then I was like, okay, we learn few things with head-on collisions. I
Right.
posted it the next day.
Right.
That was in learning. And the 10th day, a day before that, I was talking to my appa that appa, I've taken up this challenge, and looks like I should write about this. And there was a silence in the room for around 15-20 minutes because he knew that he's not going to be there for another day.
All
And
right.
I knew he's not going to be there. So
Oh.
that 15 to 20 minutes, I just told I want to do. And there was a silence, and he just told me, bring it to reality. Whether I'm there or not there, bring it to
Right.
reality because it's your words. So the writing, journaling, is someone he who taught me. In school, when it was, there was a lot of the discrimination basis color, and the height, weight, and all. That happened. That's quite natural between among children. They
Yes.
do they
Yes. Yes.
tease
Yes.
each other.
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean, but the child gets hurt. The child gets hurt. I felt hurt, and I used to come back home, and my mom used to say, See, what you are is that's why you are Meera, whether you're
Hmm.
dark. And I have this, the curly and the, people still don't believe if I comb my hair. So
Hmm.
that's the reason I just bun it up.
Hmm.
So they say, have you really combed your hair? Because it used to string, like a noodle.
Okay, okay, okay.
So,
Hmm.
so my mom said, these strings, this is you. This black hair, that is you. This is your
Right.
color, this is what you are.
Exactly.
I
I
didn't
think I
accept
think
it
that that that
initially.
that comes up kind of about quite a bit in your books, right? But I think
Yeah.
you got more into writing during our lockdown period. So I think that's where you literally exploded like a volcano. So
Oh,
what
actually, it
actually
came out more
it came out
then.
more? Yes. So
It came out more.
tell us all about that.
Sure.
How did you handle this new dimension of
Okay.
yours during the lockdown
Yeah, before
and
getting into the
beyond?
dimension, yes, before getting, the writing continued in the communities, and the 10th day, my father left. And, I didn't cry for 10 days after he. All I like,
Uh-huh.
Meera, you're just holding your tears, you shouldn't. I said, I don't
Yeah.
feel like crying. That's the way I'm dealing with my grief of emotion. I don't cry.
Right.
What do I do? But
Right.
then I opened that time I was working. So I opened my laptop just to check my mails and then went to LinkedIn because I write over there.
Hmm.
When I just wanted to write something, I just opened blank page to write an article, and the emotions just started to, literally it was on my keypad, and that's when I
Uh-huh.
realized that, and it continued.
Right.
Again, I picked my pen. I continued the journey from the 11th day, and for 100 days I wrote continuously about happiness learning. That was the hashtag. And people
Wow.
resonated. They started writing to me. They started calling me and talking to you. And when I'm on the hall, when I'm in the office, from my
Mm.
HR department to when I go to the other department, a couple of my colleagues, they just stop and like, what is this that you're writing about 100 days? It's nice. I could relate to it.
Mm.
When they said nice, that is, I felt good. And when they said they could relate to it, I said, okay, then this is something normal what I'm doing.
Right. Right. Right.
This is
Right.
something normal to feel, everyone. So 100 days I compiled it, and that's how this first book happened.
Oh, Maya Katha. Yes, yes. This is an amazing book.
Yeah.
A whole
So
lot of short stories, the experiences. Oh, yes. This is a very strongly recommended book to be
thank
picked
you
up.
so
Maya
much.
Katha.
So this happened, and then continued writing in the writing communities, took part in the events. So I was like, I have been part of communities. Why not create something? Why not
Right.
create it? Because I'm
Right.
more of a blue ocean person. Um, I, I, again, going back to the childhood, was scared to take part in the events or competition because I might not win was my thought. But
Right.
later on, I was like, okay, not necessary that I need to win in all the events. Let me just go experience and come back.
Right.
So I thought, okay, so much of those recognitions, or awards, or appreciations, whichever I received it. I thought, let me see if I can create one. If I can
Right.
create one, and I started this forum, a community called Let's Make Stories Dino.
Let's
So
make stories.
Dino.
Ah,
Or Dino, what do you call it as?
yes.
So, because we all of us, we love Jurassic Park as a movie, but if, for example, if the dinosaur comes just behind you, will you sit there? No, you will run away from there
That's right.
because of the majestic size, and it roars.
Hmm.
No, that roars. So I felt we all of us have a dinosaur within us. It's not an extinct animal. It is roaring all the time, and we just shut it down. And all of a sudden it becomes like a volcanic eruption. So it
Right.
per day, I mean, we roar around 50 to 60,000 thoughts. That's what they say as per the statistics. Could be more also with some people or less also. I was like, 60,000 words, for example, let's take 60,000 words. There could be repetition or whatever. Can we not allocate for ourselves 50 to 100 words every day?
Yes, that's good idea. Yes, yes. Good thought.
Uh, do that for just 1 month and just open and see what you have written in the book or on the notepad or on the system. We will just laugh about it. Oh my God, have I written this? Oh, have I written this? That's when the editing mentality comes in. Then you go
Right.
and edit. So that's how Let's Make Stories Dino as a community we started in Facebook, wherein we have close to 800 members. And every week, Fridays, we have an event wherein we run an event for 100 words. Either you can quill a story or a poem or just a free flow thought, and we come up with themes or a picture prompt. And if I'm sharing this, I owe this thanks and gratitude to the members who've been actively being part of Let's Make Stories Dinner. So the first book, a compiled this anthology, Arising from the Dust. This is the first project.
Arising from the dust.
Yes. So if you can see, this is the logo of Let's Make Stories Dino.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
So this is, thank you. This is a compilation of Phoenix moments in our life through stories and poems.
So are these stories in this book written by various authors in your own community?
Authors.
Oh, but yes. This is amazing, Meera. This is, you have actually created a community to promote writing, writers, authors. Oh, this is wonderful. This is absolutely unique idea. Absolutely unique.
I definitely want to connect with you on why I'm doing that, because I have a purpose in my mind when I'm doing this. So it's a journey by 30 plus writers from the length and breadth of our country, and they all came forward. And this is a book. Initially, we published it in Amazon Kindle. We got that kind of a recognition. You know, the day one, the rank one, best selling, all that. And then we went with a paperback. It was published by the Archaic House.
Okay.
And so this is our first project by Let's Make Stories Dino, and we're still roaring, lots of events happening, and we're coming up with the next, it's a poetry collection. I would take this platform as an opportunity to reveal the title, The Anklet in My Hand. That's
Anklets
the title.
In my hand. Wow.
Yeah, anklets, when we say anklets,
yes,
we just think about feet. We just think about the anklets, the beautiful ornamental piece. So anklets in my hand. So that's it's a poetry collection, and the work is in progress. We plan to release it in 2022 Jan. So
oh my God, Meera. As an author and writer myself, you have got me absolutely inspired. And I have made an immediate decision that I'm going to be very much a part of this community that you have created.
Most welcome.
Please do send me an invite. Now that you've got me inspired, I'd be most delighted to know of and to also address the viewers on what are the 3 things that you would like to inspire them with.
I will. And you asked me a question, how it all happened in the pandemic.
Yes.
I would just quickly address on that.
All right, do that.
So writing community, Let's Make Stories Dinner. Pandemic time, when the first wave hit, I think it was March 28th or 29th last year, 2020.
Right.
Lots of my storytelling friends, couple of them wrote to me, and we have, that kind of a connection virtually. We have never met, Anand, but the kind of a connect we hold, respecting each other's border, and we speak to each other without any assumptions or any judgments in our mind.
Right.
They wrote, Meera, I don't know what to do. The schools are closed. The college, the organizations, everything is shut. What am I going to do? That's when I was like, already I'm running quite a few things online. Right. Let me create a community, and that is Maya Katha, where stories dance. I was the only member in that community.
That's how it all starts, Maya. That's how it all starts, Meera.
Yeah, and we have today 2,000 plus members. I'm thankful, my gratitude. I don't know all the words, all the thankful words to the first project. What happened? When my friends were telling, what do I do? I'm not able to do it offline. I said, okay, let's do a live challenge. So I invited people to go live on Maya Katha forum every evening between 5 to 5:30. That's a prime time when it comes to social media, to share stories. to show us, because
Right.
all been online. Because when the pandemic started, all of them, whether it is a grandparent who never used a smartphone,
Yes.
grandparents se leke, even probably pets also, we might have lots of reels on Facebook and Insta. They have
Yes.
been on, on the social media. So we went for close to 55 to 58 days. Every evening between 5 to 5:30, a live storytelling by a storyteller. Quite a few people approached me, loads of mothers. They say, I'm not a professional storyteller. I don't have a certification. I said, you don't have to have one to be a storyteller. But if in case
Right.
you're making a profession out of it, your certification matters. But that doesn't define whether you are a storyteller or you're not a story, because you're the first storyteller to your child,
That's
right?
true. Very true.
When you're
Very
feeding
true.
a child,
Yeah.
all of a sudden a son will become a mango. A mango will become a sun, and that's a story which you're creating for your child. And the child, we are making a child to visually think. Yeah,
Yes.
and today, Anand, I feel so happy to share that these people who said I'll share the video audios with you, or I'll send a story, you go and do it, record and send it. I said no, you're coming live. It's
Right.
okay, you don't show your face. At least
Right.
get those puppets. Today they are, taking workshops with the schools and college as a storytelling coach.
Oh, that is
I feel,
awesome.
I feel so
That
good
is
because this
awesome.
is something which was there inside them. It was
Right.
always there inside them. And so Mayakatha, today I would call it as, a marketplace where you can come and share your stories. You can
Right.
create stories. You can
Right.
share events. You can talk about what you're doing. You can in bold and capital, you can put your website. You can brand. You want to talk about your brand, come and do it. So I feel it's very important to have a platform where we let an individual to showcase their potential,
Right.
then just alone talking about what they do, because an individual is as a whole, but just showing one bit is not better. So when so many things were happening, I thought it's good to have something in the form of a book. And this is the first project by Maya.
Oh, beautiful. This is Airavat.
Aerobat, yes.
Airavat. Oh,
Yeah.
Airavat.
So this is a
Beautiful.
project in association with Pakidam Tales,
Okay.
and this is Maya Katha. And Kyoto Publishing helped us in publishing the same. So Aerobat, when I and Lakshmi from Pakidam, she was like, let's have something on elephant. I said, let's not park this call for yet another discussion. Let's do it now.
Right.
And we created the poster, we shared it on the social media, and we had 60 plus people, who submitted. And this happened within 2 months. Within 2 months. And I was
Right.
looking for a cover page, because Airavat, the name, the very moment we say, we think about white, white elephant, and a lot of
Right.
mythological stories that we would associate with. So I also believe, you give it to the universe and you'll get it back at the right time. And
Correct.
I've been looking for a cover page, and I didn't want to have yet another white elephant. So there was this person called Satinder Ahuja with whom I'm connected on Facebook, and wonderful artist. She illustrates and she puts it on her timeline. And this is also something happened during the pandemic time, where many people, they got their passion element and they started putting it on their timeline. So Satinder was
Right.
one.
Right. Right.
And I was looking for it, and she had posted this. And I wrote to her immediately, I want this elephant as a cover page. Can you please share? And that's
Yeah.
it. Here it is.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So this is a story
Beautiful.
with elephant as a protagonist. He's the hero, heroine, mother, father, child. There where the elephant is singing, dancing, and all the emotions by little jumbos. When I say it's including the stories written by children. So this is the project about the book.
I like what you said when you said, you have this belief that you leave it up to the universe will do it for you. This, all that you have done, all that you've been doing all this time, it's very clear that your passion is so genuine that the universe is literally conniving to ensure that everything happens right for you. This is amazing. This is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. So we are coming up with Airavata Part 2 also.
Oh, very nice.
2022.
Very nice.
We
So
had
my
lots
big
of
question
stories.
now is, what are three important
Yes. So coming to this.
inspirational advices would you give to our viewers listening to you?
Oh, advice I would not.
You're the expert in this.
Thank you so much. Okay. So I would say it's very important to have purpose.
Purpose. All right.
Yes. As a
Purpose.
child, we are asked, what's your hobby? And then we see our friends telling, I like singing, I like dancing, I do this, I like karate. When it's my turn, for example, I'll be wondering, I don't know what is my hobby.
Right.
The purpose is also one such question.
Right.
So, for the purpose to happen, like for example, I'll say why I did this, why I did this. When I did this, what did I feel? I felt good emotionally and mentally. Or the
Right.
mind is the entire body, I would rather say, let's not say mind and body, the mind, entire
Right.
body. I
Right.
felt good.
Right.
I could see change in my health. I could change in the health, my health when I say I became conscious about what I eat. I became conscious about how I'm leading my life, conscious about what I'm allocating for myself for my physical well-being.
Right.
And then when I did this, the mental well-being started happening automatically. So my purpose is um, working with people through their words and emotions and build into a
Ah,
books and anthologies, creating a mental and emotional well-being. This is my purpose.
awesome.
So
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
because purpose, I mean, I can do so. I would love to do so. I mean, this is a beautiful platform to share. Yes, every month, I allocate quite a bit of money for the treatment of cancer patients. I allocate money for the send it to orphanages. I allocate for the old age home. Do I call that as a purpose? No, Anand. Let me be very frank and selfish over here. That is something I like to do to keep myself feel good about what I'm doing.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. If
Okay.
I have to think beyond that, a purpose could be like to build something for them. That it's like Maslow's law when you see, right? The triangle.
Yes.
So the donation, helping poor, helping child to study, is these are all step by step process,
Yes.
uh, a sequence
Right.
towards getting over here. The top is not about staying there and just finishing. So we all thrive to go there.
Right.
What I feel is you don't have to build a triangle all the time. You can be in a square or you can be in a circle. Do
Right.
what you do continuously and you feel good about it. So helping these people, I love doing. I'm being selfish about it because I feel good about it.
Exactly. I think it's a very nice selfishness, if you ask me, because at least the good thing is that you feel good about it. You got a nice
Exactly.
feel good feeling when you do something like this. I
Yeah.
think that's amazing.
So when I did this, when I when I write or when I share what I write, and the response when I say response, it's an experience. When we put as a feedback, we close it because I don't want to get feedback. Because
Right.
most of the time from the childhood, say, like they say, I'm going to give you a feedback. That's when the child just goes off. So
Right.
that's what we are. We still carry that 10-year-old child within us. It's very
Right.
important to listen to that child. So purpose is nothing but the hobby question we were asked as a child. So my purpose is what I feel good about it. I would continue doing that.
Right.
The social causes, for some people, it's a purpose. How do I look at it if I'm doing that? To build something for them will be a purpose. What I
Right.
am doing is I'm
Right.
doing it for myself.
Right. Right. Right.
So I
This
say
this
identify the purpose, or it is there inside. Just pull that person, wake that person up.
right. Right. I think this is a very very powerful message that you're giving to all our viewers over there, and it's a very very different way of looking at purpose. I mean, you have given me a very nice perspective towards purpose and how you can actually entail
I
so many
realized
beautiful.
this later because uh, Anand, like we all when we are in a community or in a family gathering, I like to do this, I like to do that. So when I do this, I feel happy. If I do this, I feel happy. So I started putting I like doing if I doing. But end of the
Right.
day, the orphanage, whether they want to receive money or not, we don't know.
Right.
Some people
Right.
maybe in a surplus,
Right.
and we still go and give. It is not a need for them. It is just my satisfaction.
Right.
So I
Right.
started segregating it.
Right. Excellent, excellent. Right then,
Yeah.
Meera, thank you so much for all these wonderful insights and deep respect for the work that you're doing, the way you're
Thank you.
promoting authors, writers, creating books, creating communities. This is an amazing work that you're doing, Meera. And thank you so much for being on this show. Thank you so much.
Pleasure is mine. The last two that I wanted to add is take a
Uh-huh.
paper and write down what you don't want to do. The purpose will automatically come.
All right. Okay. Okay.
And the
Okay.
third thing is what you're doing, Anand, is a great work, and especially for women, being a woman, we speak about empowerment and other things. I would say, don't say empowerment. It's all within you. You just have to just look at it. Whatever
Yes.
you are, appreciate for what you are.
Yes.
And do I say a message or an experience, I would say, that I want to share? For a lot of mothers, it is being a mother, I say it's an attitude.
Right.
It's not a disability because we are forced to do few things. Don't do it. Do it with your attitude. Everything happens in its own way.
Awesome. 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 Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Meera. Thank you so much for being around. And best of luck for all your future ventures.
Thank you so much, Anand. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.